Hello, my friends. Despite the challenge of Ukrainian territory, the operation to advance in the Kursk region continues, and the general staff isn't changing its plans. Russia's disgrace continues. The Ukrainian Armed Forces are carrying out offensive actions across a fairly wide front. There are attacks in the areas of Komarovka, Korenevo, Krymanne, and Pogrebki. So far, no changes along the front line have been recorded in the past 24 hours, but the Russians report that the Ukrainian forces are actively advancing, so we are waiting for new successes. In the Kharkiv direction, the Russians are continuing their attempts to advance toward the village of Liptsi. They conduct up to 5 assaults daily, but haven't achieved any successes. The Russians are also carried out an attack near Vovchansk, but here too, the Ukrainian forces successfully repelled the advancing group, leaving the front line unchanged. Now let's move on to the situation in the Pokrovsk direction, where the news is grim. The town of Myrnograd needs to prepare for the possibility that the Russians could break through to the outskirts. Additionally, the number of settlements under mandatory evacuation orders is increasing, with the Russians having taken control of half of Novogrodivka and successfully advancing towards Selidove. Several nearby settlements are now under evacuation orders. The Russians are continuing assaults on Mikhailivka, then Marynivka, Novogrodivka, and Myrolubivka. Fighting is also ongoing near Vozdvizhenka, then Novoalexandrivka, Kalinove, and the attempts to break through to Tarasivka across the fields. The Russians have also struck Novoekonomichne again, and yesterday a church there caught fire. It's clear that after capturing Avdiivka, the Russians have managed to push forward by about 30 kilometers. Today, they are not sparing reserves to further expand their territory under their control. Near Karlivka, the situation is gradually worsening. Just yesterday, it was confirmed that the Russians had advanced 1 kilometer and 700 meters in the Nevelsky area, bringing another village under occupation. Additionally, a significant area of fields surrounding the village has also fallen under their control. In the Toretsk direction, the Russians continue to assault Sukha-Balka, are attempting a breakthrough in Lipivka, and are launching attacks from the Lizne towards Mikhailivka. The airstrikes using cap bombs are relentless, making the situation extremely difficult. However, despite the intense fighting, there have been no new Russian advances in the past 24 hours, and the front line remains unchanged. In the Chasiv Yar direction, a significant number of settlements are under evacuation orders due to the challenging situation both from Shalin and along the front line. While today the fighting is concentrated near Grigorivka, the Russians haven't shown much activity in other areas. In the Siversk direction, fierce battles are ongoing for Bilogorivka, Verkhnyokamensky, Spirne, Ivanodarivka, and Vyimka. The situation remains challenging, but the Ukrainian forces are successfully repelling all attacks, keeping the front line unchanged. In the Crimea direction, the situation remains consistent, with Russian forces continuing their assaults on Nevsky. However, these attacks are only resulting in further losses for the Russian side. In the Svatova area, battles continue for Stelmachivka, with Russian forces attempting to break through the fields toward Lozova. However, the front line remains unchanged and the fighting persists. In the Kupiansk direction, there is increased activity. Russian forces are trying to capture Sinkivka and Petropavlivka, while also pushing south of Glushkivka and Kolesnikivka. Despite these efforts, the front line hasn't changed over the past day, as the Ukrainian forces continue to successfully repel all attacks. In the Kurakhove direction, Russian forces have made no progress in Krasnohorivka, and the outskirts remain under the control of the Ukrainian forces. Fierce battles continue for Georgivka and the village of Kostantinivka. Despite attempts to push through to the village, Russian troops have been unable to fully capture it, as the Ukrainian forces continue to repel the attacks effectively. In the Vuhledar direction, Russian forces have captured another stronghold near the highway and displayed their flag. The situation here is concerning, as the Russians continue to advance toward Vodene and Vuhledar. However, there have been no significant changes in the overall situation yet. In the Zaporizhzhia direction, there is temporarily a lull while the Russians conduct a periodic shelling, but no offensive actions have been recorded today. In the Kherson direction, shelling of the right bank continues. Russian forces are attempting to advance in the area of Kozachilahiri, but as before, they have made no progress and the front line remains unchanged. And that's all from me. So please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all the latest news. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.